Two-thirds gender ruling in the National Assembly is expected to debate on that bill, whose process to become law has been marred by controversies and also boycotts. Now, the bill will be tabled for discussion for the fourth time by the House Business Committee, which is led by the Leader of Majority, that's Aden Duale. NTV's Silas Apollo now joins us live with the latest on the bill and some of the expectations from the afternoon debate. Silas, what are some of those expectations?
Yes, Mriti, just as you've said it, of course, the National Assembly is today expected to be a hive of activity, of course, as they debate on the two-thirds gender bill. There's been a lot of contention, of course, in terms of the National Assembly unable to meet the quorum, that is the number of MPs who are able to pass the bill. And so it's been unable to pass the bill, of course, in the previous session, the fourth time, of course, today expected that they're going to have numbers. Of course, the leader of Majority, Aden Duale, spoke yesterday. Of course, his argument was that he expect both waves of the minority party and the majority party, of course, to waive their members to be able to pass the bill that has been, of course, lagging, of course, in terms of passing in the National Assembly. We expect a lot to happen today, of course. Earlier on today, of course, we're in Parliament building where members of the National Assembly, some are marshalling, of course, their colleagues to come into the afternoon session so that the bill is able to pass. You remember yesterday, members of the Kenya Parliamentary Women Association, of course, also had a press conference where they raised a lot of concerns and queries on why their male colleagues have been unable to pass the bill. Of course, you remember, of course, the National Assembly, of course, currently most of the members are male colleagues who have previously been accused of sabotaging the passage of the bill. A lot of concerns have also been raised in terms of the constitutionality of the House that is currently constituted. Of course, they say that without the two-thirds gender, of course, then the House has been unconstitutionally constituted. So we expect that to be the issues today. Of course, one of the key highlights, of course, of the Duale bill, of course, right now it's known as the Duale bill because it's sponsored by the Leader of Majority, Aden Duale. Of course, it lays out the ways of course, in which the two-thirds gender bill is going to be achieved. One of the ways, of course, is been the nomination where political parties nominate women, of course, to various seats in the National Assembly. That, of course, has been also been contentious. I remember the last debate in Parliament, a number of male colleagues were saying that, of course, women members of Parliament should be left out to fight out for the position just as their male counterparts. That has been the point of departure by both the male and the female colleagues in the National Assembly. Of course, but the women are saying that, of course, the country's leadership has been, of course, male-dominated, and that has been made it very difficult for them, of course, to rise up, of course, and also take up the leadership position and key position. We expect those are the issues that are going to define today's session. Of course, the contention, of course, is the quorum. We don't know whether the members of the National Assembly this time around will come up and, of course, and marshal their members, of course, to pass the bill. But we expect the quorum to be better compared to the last session so that the bill is passed. But we'll be keeping you updated just to update you in our subsequent bulletins, of course, on the updates and the happenings that happens in the National Assembly. Back to you, Smriti.